Thank you, everybody. The 143rd annual meeting, and I stress, 143 years, but a meeting of the Legal Aid Society will come to order. I'm Rich Davis, and I'm still chair of the Legal Aid Society, and I want to welcome you all to this meeting. And first, I want to both thank Matt Diller, the Dean of the Law School, member of our board, and a legal aider. He started his career in the Legal Aid Society, and I really want to thank him and all his staff for the great assistance they've given us, and so that we could have this meeting in this wonderful facility. I'd like to ask Matt to come up and say a couple of words to you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Rich, and thank you for all your leadership. And welcome, everyone. Please come in. There are plenty of seats to that end of the hall, so there's really no reason to stand. I invite you to all please find a seat. It's great to see you all here. It's great to have you here at Fordham Law School. I have to say I love our partnership with Legal Aid. We work with you on many programs and many collaborations, and as far as I'm concerned, that's the way it should be, and I'm always looking to strengthen the bond and the ties. And I do that both because we as a law school are committed to public service and to social justice in a way that the Legal Aid Society is, but also because, as Dean, as Rich said, I have my roots at Legal Aid, and I learned a style of lawyering by working with and seeing fantastic, superb lawyers who always went the extra distance for their clients. I learned a style of lawyering that I seek to impart to every one of our students. So I continue to be inspired by the work that the Legal Aid Society does and does every day, the fantastic work that you do. And my goal is to turn out and educate lawyers who share the values, the passion, the skills, and the talent that all of you have. So we're going to keep it going and keep going into the future. You have had a fantastic year. I want to congratulate you all on that. You will hear more about it, but you know it all well. And so great to see you all. Thank you.
You know, we call this the annual meeting, but as those of you who have attended in the past, you know that the annual meeting aspect of this evening is very brief. This is also really an occasion to do three things. One, to look back a little, and I know Janet is going to do that in terms of a recap of the year. To look forward a little bit, and most importantly, to celebrate you all, our staff, both those who are being honored tonight, but really everybody, for the commitment that you show day in and day out to making our city a better place. And you make our city a better place by making it a more just place for those who cannot afford legal services and who are facing crises in their lives every day, whether it's in the criminal justice system, the juvenile justice system, or in the civil system, which I was going to say civil justice system, but it doesn't always work that way. But enormous progress has been made in all of these areas in the last year. And, you know, it's been a year of very many positives. One of the great positives, it was the first year of Janet Sable being our attorney-in-chief, and she's done, I believe, an extraordinary job in coming here and really helping us to move forward as an organization. It's been an extraordinary year in terms of all the policy changes that have improved the lives of our clients. It's been a positive year in terms of the work of every day that we've impacted the lives of so many people. And it's with Janet's leadership, the leadership of our other administrative staff, the leadership of our practice leaders that has made all this possible. There's also been some sadness in the past year. Last year at this event, we bestowed upon Finn Fogg the Servant of Justice Award, as he was so ill and he couldn't even attend, and we lost him. And that was a sadness. We now have John Carroll as our new president, and I welcome John. He has big shoes to fill. Finn was an extraordinary positive force in the society for so many years, and we do miss him. And indeed, at this year's annual dinner, we will have a special, commemoration and dedication of aspects of that dinner to Finn. It's also a time, as I said, to look forward, because as much as was accomplished last year, the challenges go on. We still have a harsh administration in Washington that makes lives for our clients more difficult, it seems, each and every day with whatever new proposals seem to come out. And the society fights back both on an individual basis and in challenging some of these egregious acts. So our work goes on. Progress that has been made in some of the areas to make the system of justice fair to our clients is already under attack. And we have to continue to fight to make sure our clients receive the fairness in the justice system to which they are entitled. So this is, as I say, a great event. I'm not going to say more because we're really not here to see me make a big speech. So let's do some of the quick things that make this an annual meeting. First, I call upon Scott Rosenberg to give the report of the secretary.
This part is very exciting. So our main business tonight, of course, is to celebrate and recognize our honorees for the excellence of your work and your dedication to legal aid and its clients. Congratulations to all of you who are being recognized and honored tonight. But first, we need to take a moment to take care of a little business. And so they tell me that I need to say a few words. And so I will. Here they go. The proper notice of meeting was given to the membership of the Legal Aid Society by email on December 23. 133 notices were sent to law firms and corporate law departments, representing 19,881 members. A total of 2,021 notices were sent to individuals who were members of records on the close of business on November 22. The notice of annual meeting was published in the Law Journal on 2 days in December and a day in January, and posted on our website as is required. Mr. Chairman, we have a quorum of members present in person and by proxy. Any member who has not voted by proxy may do so by ballot, and if you'd like to, raise your hand and we will give you a ballot. And that's my report.
Now, Ezra Miller, our CFO, come up and give the financial report. I don't think I even have to step away for this one.
Okay, it's pretty sure. Hello, everyone. As you entered the meeting, you received a copy of the 2019 annual report, which includes a financial summary of the Legal Aid Society as of June 30th, 2019. It can actually be found on pages 42 through 44 at the end. For the full financial report, please visit our website for a copy of our fiscal year 2019 audited financial statements. And thank you and have a great night.
Okay, now I'd like to call on Tom Cherubino, the chair of our Nominating Governance Committee, to talk about candidates for the Board of Directors.
Thank you, Rich. The slate of candidates recommended by the Nominating and Governance Committee as candidates for election to the Board of Directors is contained in the materials provided as you entered this annual meeting. That concludes our very brief report. Good night.
Thank you. Thank you, Tom. Now I'd like to ask Janet to come up. As I said, Janet, I think, has had an extraordinary first year in meeting the challenges, and I think she recognizes that there are more challenges ahead. And I'll now introduce the person who, of all people, needs no introduction, Janet Sable.
So I want to thank again Dean Matthew Diller, whose office was next to mine when I started at the Legal Aid Society. So we go way back, and your team for hosting us in this beautiful setting, and to Pat Bath and the communications team for orchestrating the whole thing. I mean, this is really phenomenal, and it's great to have everyone here. So it's been a year. This was my first official act last year to preside, to join Rich at the annual meeting. And I'm happy to report that it's been a year of achievement for our clients and for our communities. This year, we saw the fruits of many years of advocacy by legal aid and affected communities to achieve absolutely stunning criminal justice reforms, which went into effect on January 1 of this year. Almost the entire elimination of cash bail and the major rebalancing of the equities in pretrial discovery. The criminal practice, with the full support of our operations team, including and especially our MIS team, has prepared legal aid staff for this new world order in a way that really was not imaginable, that they'd be able to pull it together, and we have. In addition, at the same time, our criminal defense practice folks are doing an extraordinary job trying very hard to preserve the important gains of the laws as the DAs and many other people are engaging in a massive and well-funded campaign to undermine our new protections. But we're going to continue to fight that. The civil practice also this year saw an historic expansion of tenants' rights across New York State. Working in collaboration with tenant advocates, our staff was absolutely critical to the development of robust rent regulation reform that is critical to the preservation of affordable housing in New York City and New York State. The effects of the law, in combination with our expanded housing representation, is already yielding a reduction in evictions in New York City. It's really a tribute to the team. These results could not have been possible without the commitment and dedication of the staff in every single civil practice office. The juvenile practice has taken leadership not only in family court, advocating with and for our young clients every single day, but taking what we see as problems that affect all of our clients and bringing frontal attacks on those wrong-headed policies. JRP engaged in successful litigation strategy to ensure that young people who absent themselves from foster care do not end up with warrants for their arrest. And JRP successfully persuaded the NYPD to destroy its illegal database of juvenile fingerprints. And then add to all of this the incredible advocacy of our staff in all three practices, not just in civil where the immigration unit resides, around the various immigration issues as the federal government continues its campaign to keep immigrants from coming to the United States and to keep hardworking immigrant families from remaining in the United States. The immigration law reform work that we have done and led this year is strategic and stunning, including yesterday's victory in the Second Circuit, keeping our nationwide stay in effect, which prevents immigration from imposing unlawful public charge restrictions on immigrants. In collaboration with our unions, we led the City Defender and Legal Services organizations in a successful advocacy effort with New York City to achieve partial pay parity with Corporation Counsel. For the first time ever, the city gave legal aid additional money this year to allow us to bring our most junior lawyer salaries up to the level of Corporation Counsel attorneys. This is only phase one of the parity discussions with the city, and we hope to have more and better news to share with you over the coming months. But I want to assure each and every one of you that we will continue to advocate that the city should expand its support beyond our lawyers and supervising attorneys to cover all of our staff. And within our own offices, we've renewed our commitment to making legal aid an even better and more supportive place to work. We've begun very important discussions about equity, diversity, and inclusion, and I emphasize that we are just at the very beginning of those discussions and that work. We have hired a terrific chief operations officer who's begun to look at our organizational structure and have engaged in team building with our operations staff. We've negotiated a 3-year contract with our 1199 members that recognizes the very significant and important work that 1199 members contribute to the mission of the Legal Aid Society. And we hope soon to resolve the ALAA contract. The richness and diversity of who we are at Legal Aid and what we do and the lives that we touch ensure that there's always something new and exciting being accomplished literally every day at the Legal Aid Society. It also means that there are always more things that we could do and challenges that we're taking on to keep us strong, stable, and dynamic. So 2019 was a good year. It had its ups, it had its downs, thinking of Finn especially. And it was an important year for legal aid. But we have every reason to believe that 2020 will be even better. We thank everyone in this room for all that you've done and everyone in your offices to fight for justice this year. So really, thank you to all of you. But the fun of this evening is that in addition to congratulating all of you on a job well done, we get to take a few minutes to honor members of our staff who have been recognized by their peers for their extraordinary commitment and contributions to legal aid and to our communities. So now we're going to turn to the awards part. Sorry. We're going to first turn to the Orison S. Martin Awards. This award was created in 1976 during the Legal Aid Society's centennial year to recognize the excellence and dedication of the staff and to honor the memory of, you'll be surprised to hear, Orison S. Martin, a partner at White & Case who served as a director and as chair of the board of directors at Legal Aid. Since that time, 146 members of Legal Aid have received the Orison S. Martin Award. This year, we invited coworkers to share their reasons for nominating the Martin recipients, this year's Martin recipients. And we will be showing you for each recipient a short video that includes their comments. So we're going to start with the Martin Award for core staff that's been awarded to Juan Alonso. So I'm going to ask So Juan Alonso is a paralegal too, a litigation specialist in the Criminal Appeals Bureau. He's been a member of the core staff there for 20 years. Juan is a hard worker who travels through the 5 boroughs getting the information needed to support our criminal appellate work. So now, if I can figure out the technology, we will hear from his CAB team what they have to say about Juan.
Juan, thank you so much and congratulations. This is well deserved. After you got the award, I went around and chatted people and everybody was big Juan fans.
am always amazed by how many cases and lawyers you manage and juggle, and how many documents and court requests and transcript requests, and you get them all to us in a timely manner and with a smile and with jokes. And it's a pleasure to work with you, and you make our lives much easier and our clients' lives better.
You've been a trooper for many years, and we couldn't have managed to do everything we've done without you.
If anybody deserved this, it's you. You really work hard, and you really deserve it. Congratulations.
Thank you for loving the office, but really thank you for being so client-centered and client-focused. And I know that drives you out to the courts in snowstorms and in hail and rain and every sorts of weather to help push our work forward. You're a vital part of what we do here. Congrats, congrats, congrats. Super well deserved. Thank you.
You've been a great help, and you deserve this. Good for you. Welcome to the Martin Club.
Yay.
Congratulations, Juan!
Thank you, everyone, for coming out, and thank you for not making this made out of glass. I'm very humbled to be here tonight and in front of all these wonderful staff and attorneys and union members, brothers and sisters. It's just very humbling, and I know I talk a lot, so I'm limited to 3 minutes, so I promise I'll keep it under 3 minutes. I first want to give thanks to God, because through him, everything is possible. I also want to thank my personal Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, who also makes everything possible through hard work and dedication and faith. I would like to thank the person who nominated me, who's also a Martin Award winner, Mr. Jose Torres, 2002 Martin Award winner, so give it up for Mr. Torres. Thank you. As well as any anonymous person who may have nominated me that I don't know of yet. I also like to take this time to thank my family, who unfortunately, due to other obligations, couldn't be here tonight. But I'm very humbled to have my beautiful mother, who's filming me to the left. I think you all will agree that she did a phenomenal job raising me as a single parent. Thank you. It's funny because I'm never nervous to speak in front of you guys during the day, but in here it's like a little nerve-wracking. I also like to thank my 1199 brothers and sisters from the support staff, including people in the shared services department who do a phenomenal job, all the way to our, you can applaud for that. All the way to our paralegals, social workers, mitigation specialists, and any other job band within the 1199 family. Thank you for everything you do. You make my job a lot easier. Sometimes we have emergency requests, and I have to interconnect with you guys via email, phone, or sometimes through inter-office mail. So thank you for everything that you guys do and all your professionalism. I'd like to thank the attorneys of the UAW, many of who also are Martin Award winners themselves. I have tremendous talent in my division, which is the Criminal Appeals Bureau, but I've also worked, thank you, I've also worked in 49 Thomas Street. I've also worked in the Harlem Community Law Office. I don't forget my people. I've also worked in 48 Wall Street in the Development Department, entering contributions into Razor's Edge. Let me tell you, whoever does that job, give them a Martin Award next year. That's real hard work right there. I'd like to thank my supervisors, who you saw on the slide. Some of them are some of the best attorneys I ever met. I've worked in many different divisions with a number of supervisors who I know through one-on-one interaction with client requests. Also, the exempt staff that sometimes gets forgotten, they do a phenomenal job. So I also want to see more Martin Award winners amongst the exempt staff, hopefully in the years to come. And last but not least, in the interest of solidarity, and never to forget the people who made an impact in my life, who are no longer with us, but are in heaven shining down on us now, and happy to all the awardees for their years of service and the Martin Award. People like Michelle Maxian, Suva Duda, Leonard Lynch, Becky Zalewski, Norma Prescott, my dear friend Dennis Murphy. This one was hard. My dear friend Kenya Brown. My dear friend who always put a smile on our face and was one of the best attorney supervisors and attorneys I ever met, Reginald Haley, who's also being honored tonight. And of course, my Puerto Rican brother from another mother, Mr. Eric Barreto, who's also being honored tonight from our shared services team. And many others who, in the interest of time, I can't name, but are gone but never forgotten, and they're always close to my heart. And last but not least, in the Spanish community, we always say pa'lante siempre, which means move forward always. And I'd like to say thank you, God bless you, que Dios me lo bendiga todo. Thank you.
Next, we're going to honor the family of Eric Barreto. We're issuing an award, a posthumous award for Martin Award for Core Staff for Eric Barreto, who became a member of the Core Staff 28 years ago when he joined the Criminal Appeals Bureau. Later, when the Shared Services Department was created, from the CAB staff, Eric joined Shared Services and continued to be responsible for filing appeals. Always with a smile and with a kind word for everyone, Eric got the job done and never complained, despite his serious health issues. Eric sadly passed away a year ago. The shrine created by his coworkers in Shared Services always reminds us of Eric's presence.
I met Eric Barreto in the spring of 1996 as Shared Services as a unit was being formed. His knowledge of the work that we do for legal aid, it was impeccable.
It took about a minute, and within a minute, Eric knew more about how to file papers in every court in New York State than I'd say about 95% of the lawyers in our office.
I probably would have gotten very few briefs filed were it not for Eric. So I think it's fair to say that I owe a significant portion of my livelihood and career to him.
With him, every day was something special, you know, from the dealing with the attorneys, dealing with his co-workers. You know, it was something that you look forward to every single day.
He was just one of those folks who you just love working with because he was always fun and interesting, entertaining, and he was great at his job.
I loved Eric. He was just a great guy. He made working here and just being here much more pleasant. It was always great to just bump into him, whether I'm doing something at the Shared Services office or just seeing him in the hall or whatever.
Everything about Eric was great. No, except for one thing. He was a Yankee fan. I never understood that.
I am a Mets fan, and we would go at it all the time. I even went and started cheering for the Boston Red Sox just to get on Eric's nerve every single year.
We still miss him to this day. I especially, as well as his colleagues, miss his comedy, his strong work ethics, and his ability to just go above and beyond to help his friends, his family, his colleagues. He just had that heart of a champion, and he will be gravely missed.
All right, well, I'm Kyle, if you don't know by now. I'm Kyle, Eric's youngest son. I'm here with my mother, my brother, his girlfriend, and his sister, my aunt. And our family would first like to thank Path Beth and Legal Aid for inviting us and allowing us to be a part of this night where our father, Eric Barreto, is being honored, along with many of his friends and colleagues. He would have loved to be a part of this right now, and there was many times where he has gotten sick but refused to stop working. I never really understand some of the stuff my father has done. He was always smiling no matter what. He was always, if you knew my father, you knew this was true. He was always smiling. No matter how tough times got, he was always positive, always making other people smile too. I didn't understand how he could keep like such a positive attitude all the time, but after he passed away, I finally understood like what he was trying to teach me. He taught me life is short, not to dwell on the bad things, and to enjoy the good things, even the little ones, And, after he passed away, I started like slacking in school. I'm 16. I started to slack in school. I was lost. I couldn't like find my path, and it was crazy because one night I went to sleep late that night, and I was thinking about him before I went to bed, and I had this crazy dream where I don't know where we were, but I was standing there, and in front of me I could see my father, and he was actually looking at me, and when I looked at him, he was smiling. So when I woke up that morning, I knew that he was never truly gone, like he was gone physically, but he was still there, if you know what I'm trying to say. He was watching over me. Not only me, he was watching over all of us. And that's when I realized like what I had to do, that I had to keep fighting, I had to keep going. I couldn't just give up. I had to keep pushing ahead. And my dad, he made me into the man I am today, me and my brother. He made us into the men we are today. And he had a great impact on all our lives, not just mine, but our family, friends. He had many friends. He was loved by many. He was a wonderful father, husband, son, brother, uncle, and friend to all. He passed away on the 28th anniversary, actually, of being at Legal Aid, which is crazy. He passed away on November 28th, 2018, and he started working at 1990, November 30th. So it's just, wow, like what a coincidence. But his passing did not diminish anything, and this award, it proves that, it recognizes that all he's done, it's worth it. It didn't, he really deserves this award. He always got his work done, always made people smile. He was just that person that you always wanted to be around. I love you, Dad. We miss you. Thank you for everything you've done for me, for everyone, for your family, for your friends, everyone here. Thank you.
Next is the award. We're giving the award to the Martin Award for Staff Attorney to Daniel Shun. I haven't even started, and there. Daniel began his career at the Legal Aid Society in 1991 as a staff attorney in the Criminal Appeals Bureau, where he represented clients in the First and Second Department and the Court of Appeals. And in 2005, he joined the civil practice as a staff attorney in the Low-Income Taxpayer Clinic, where he not only provides professional and zealous representation, but advocates for changes in the tax laws for our clients. He works extensively with pro bono counsel to maximize the impact of the clinic's work. Dan's nomination for the Staff Attorney Martin Award was enthusiastically supported, in case you missed that, by his coworkers in the HCLO office, who want to recognize Dan not only for his excellence as a lawyer, but for his profound commitment to the well-being of our clients.
I've known Dan since I started at Legal Aid, which seemed like 100 years ago. We worked in the Criminal Appeals Division together. He's just an amazing attorney, an amazing person, and I'm really happy that he's getting this award.
Dan is an amazing coworker and an amazing friend. He is a fierce, tireless, and advocate for his clients. for his coworkers, and for the community.
He was one of my first friends in the office. He's definitely a raw person that will tell you how it is, but offer great advice both practically and in life.
He says things like the way they are. And he's a very real person. And whenever he feels something, he tells you. And I like that very much about him.
The thing that I most appreciate about Dan is his passion, his honesty, and his absolute unequivocal dedication to being the absolute, for him being the absolute best as a staff attorney, but also for wanting the absolute best from the society for our clients and for the communities that we serve.
He's a passionate practitioner. I know that because he's always yelling. My office is next to his, so he's always yelling at the IRS or somebody. So he's very passionate and really loves to represent his clients.
And I'm always happy to work with him and to have him push me to do better, to work better with clients, and even as a supervisor to supervise better for the unit and for others. So Dan, thank you for all you do. Thank you for being a tireless advocate for our clients. So we really appreciate it.
One of the ways that Dan shows his compassion and his caring is he played piano at a senior citizens home. So he would go in and play. He did that weekly for a very long time. And he's actually a very accomplished pianist.
Congratulations, Dan! Okay, I'm so happy Janet talked about what I've done because I can cut down my speech. Pat will be happy, okay? But thank you so much. Everybody who was part of this nomination, I knew nothing about it. You completely surprised me. And I want to thank my maker. I want to thank my family, Representative Lauren, my niece, her friend Summer, who's here. Can't do anything with our families, and thanks for your support. And I hope I can support you the same in return. I think it's ironic that I'm standing up here because I am probably one of the most outspoken people in the Harlem office. But the fact that I am indicates that this organization's leadership welcomes dissent, welcomes constructive discussion, and that is really something to applaud, okay? So I want to, because of that, I want to thank the leadership and my management, Siobhan, Magda, Adrian, Janet. Many law students and young attorneys have asked me, why have you spent your entire career at the Legal Aid Society? Is this something I could possibly even do? I have to share what I usually tell them. Number one, this breadth and depth of this organization is unbelievable. Just check out the website, okay? And two, I've always received excellent training at the most pivotal points in my career. I started in the Criminal Appeals Bureau. Thanks so much to all you folks, my former CAB family, for allowing me to pick your brains and to read your briefs. I learned so much as a young attorney there. Then when I went to the Harlem Community Law Office, where I am currently, I was very fortunate to work under Beth Hay and Bill Nelson. These are outstanding, outstanding attorneys, world-class and great individuals. Another reason I've stayed has always been because of the people, obviously. In CAB, I had worked with some of the most brilliant and hilarious people. How many people can say they had an office mate who had a PhD in biochemistry and was a JD LLM in jurisprudence? Or somebody else who was a prize-winning novelist? Then when I went to HCLO, another group of amazing people. We have junior staff who are doing great things, big wins, appeals, affirmative work. Our senior staff folks, thanks so much for speaking the truth, for caring deeply for each other, for caring about the clients. You guys are amazing. Special recognition to Juan Beratan and Gabby Manzares, my colleagues in the tax clinic. You folks back me up every day. Senior staff, Maria, Lisa, Margarita, Millie, Edlin, Pedro, Jerry, Vanda, Jennifer, Rolando, Susan, LaShawn, Javier, many more. Some of those were on there, on this, the amazing video. Old friends, Lori, Diane, I see you out there. Lastly, I stay primarily because of course, the work and the clients. The needs are enormous. We're a tax controversy clinic. We handle all types of tax disputes, audits, collections. We're in tax court appeals. But as Janet so pointedly made the point that we all do more than that. We have affirmative work going on. We work with professors at Fordham, with the New York State Bar Association. We started the tax law field clinic at Cardozo. It's in the 6th year. Students are placed all over the city. They meet for a weekly roundtable. This upcoming spring, we've been the designated technical advisors for Columbia Law students who are going to be preparing and volunteering at their tax preparation site at Columbia. So all these things are going on. It's an exciting time for low-income tax work, but we need resources. We need more lines. Anybody who has ideas for funding, please talk to Adrienne. I'm sure she's going to be happy to speak to you, okay? And pro bono people, Lou Sartori is your man. Talk to us, talk to Shervon, talk to the other people in the clinic. So finally, I'd like to thank Janet, Rich, John, for your ongoing leadership. Please continue to bring fairness into the workplace, a living wage for all, reasonable caseload. But we also need more collaboration, transparency, communication, and reduced stress. Great institutions are built on great ideas. Great ideas come when everyone feels like they are stakeholders and can contribute creatively to the workplace every day. Thank you.
Okay, next is the award, the Martin Manager Award for Barbara Byrne. Barbara joined the Legal Aid Society 31 years ago in the criminal defense practice in Queens, coming to us as an experienced staff attorney, having worked as a prosecutor and a public defender. Barbara is known for her open door policy and accessibility to discuss substantive and procedural criminal law. She is committed to client-centered representation and the ideals of the Legal Aid Society. The colleagues who nominated Barbara for the Martin Manager Award wrote that even though Barbara retired a few months ago, she remains dedicated to mentoring and training younger legal aid lawyers through her family practice course.
I cannot imagine a better person for this Martin Award than Barbara Byrne. Since the day I started 6.5 years ago, she was the go-to person. She is the Queens CDP office mom. She takes care of us, whether it's with healthy and unhealthy snacks or a wealth of knowledge for any criminal issue.
If we won a trial, we celebrated in her office. If we lost a trial, we cried in her office. But she was always there for us. She was our mother away from home.
Barbara, I have to say, is the best supervisor, the most dedicated supervisor I ever came across. She really would take new lawyers and sit with them and train them to do trials and then do the trials with them.
My supervisor when I was a brand new attorney was Barbara Byrne. She's a really amazing supervising attorney. She was willing to pretty much do anything she possibly could to help develop new attorneys and become the best public defenders that they could possibly be.
She was always one of the most supportive people in the office. She is an absolute legal rock star, an incredible resource to anybody who knows her.
Barbara has been my mentor. She's been my guide. She's been my critic. She's been gentle with that too. And she has now for years been my friend.
We're going to miss her very much. She continues to train attorneys in our office, so we see her from time to time. Wish her all the best. We're so happy to have her while we did, and for all the things that she did for our clients and for us. Thank you, Barbara.
Even retired Barbara, you are just amazing, and we all look up to you, and we're so happy that you're finally getting the recognition that you deserve.
And so, Barbara, we all miss you and hope you're enjoying yourself.
Congratulations, Barbara.
Thank you very much.
I do have somewhat of a cold, so I will be brief. Although I thought Daniel just gave a very moving speech. I would like to thank everyone for this award and frankly for the almost 32 years of your wonderful companionship, inspiration, and everything that everyone has done as we all worked together to serve our clients. And it has been an incredible pleasure to have worked with so many dedicated and caring people, people who care about their clients so much. They're on the phone with you at midnight about their cases. But seriously, it's a wonderful group of people. I thank you for this award, and I thank my colleagues for saying so many nice things and for so many of you coming down here in the completely opposite direction of Long Island. Thank you.
The next Martin Manager Award goes to Anne Callaghy. Anne wears many hats at the Legal Aid Society and is beloved by all the people who've had the chance to work with her. The more than 50 civil practice coworkers who nominated Anne for the Martin Manager Award referred to Anne's extraordinary skill and leadership as the Director of Public Benefits citywide, as the supervisor of the Disability Advocacy Project and the Benefits Project in the Bronx Neighborhood Office, and as her role as an active trainer for all of the civil staff. They describe her variously as a brilliant legal practitioner, gifted mentor, and a role model for so many staff members at the Legal Aid Society.
To me, Anne is exactly what a public interest attorney should be. She leads her practice with an open mind and open heart and has been there for everyone, whether it's a client, whether it's a colleague or a staff attorney. She's just always been there for me and for everyone else in her office.
I've known Anne for many years, and she's all about her clients. She's also extremely caring about our office and all the people that work in the office.
Thank you for always being such an inspiration for me. You were one of the first people, I think actually the first person I met when I came to the Legal Aid Society almost 10 years ago, and have been such a mentor for me since. You were truly one of the main reasons why I went to law school. You've been such an inspiration to me, and really think you're a model advocate.
Congratulations, Anne. As others have said, this award is so well deserved. You've been my supervisor for the past 7 years since I started at Legal Aid as an attorney, and I feel so lucky to have you as my supervisor. Anytime I have any type of question, ethical quandary, you are always there, your door is always open, and you're always happy to talk to me about whatever crazy case I'm bringing to your attention.
You've always been a great sounding board for me. One of your unique talents is to entertain and explore different types of strategies towards meeting our clients' needs. It's been a pleasure working with you these many years.
Anne has provided constant support and encouragement and offered new insights, always with good humor and generosity of spirit. Anne reflects all of the ideals of the Legal Aid Society and is most deserving of this award. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Anne.
This is such a great celebration of the Legal Aid Society. My husband and I pretty much raised our family in it. Our youngest daughter was 8 months old when I started, and now I'm delighted to have our granddaughter here with our second oldest daughter and our son-in-law. I'm grateful to everyone for their kindness in nominating me and for your kind words and for being kind to our clients and to each other. A couple of words of thanks, and I'm sorry in advance for the sins of omission I'm about to commit. Thanks to Marshall for his guidance and mentorship, and to our Bronx Benefits Unit in all its iterations over the years for its dedication and camaraderie. Thanks to Carol and Mary and the SSI Maximization staff for their hard work and collegiality. Thanks to the benefits and DAP staff and supervisors in all of our offices who try to figure out how to meet our clients' needs, not to mention the grant numbers. To the housing foreclosure and family law practitioners I work with who worry every day about how to keep their clients safe and housed, I am grateful. Thanks to the law reform staff and the other citywide units who respond so quickly and ably as I continually loop you in to help with our cases. Thanks to our Bronx supervisors, a group of smart, creative, and seemingly tireless people. Thanks to our Bronx support staff for their hard work at reception, on the phones, in translation, and countless other tasks. And for Carmen, who helps keep things running smoothly. Thanks to my friends here at Legal Aid. I learn from all of you every day. And now I want to say something about the meaning of advocacy. As advocates, we amplify our clients' voices. Our eldest daughter, who is a housing attorney, aptly described the experience of oral argument, that when she's really in it, amplifying her client's voice, advocating, all there is the argument, and she's listening and responding and noticing. It's like when someone is really singing. You don't so much notice the singer as the song. True advocacy is an art form. At our best in this work, we are all about helping to make our clients' voices loud enough to be heard by institutions and decision makers. I am glad that the Legal Aid Society exists to serve the New Yorkers who need our assistance. As everyone does, though, I hope for a day that we do ourselves out of our jobs, that every person's voice is heard, and there is no need for our advocacy anymore. Thanks again.
Next, we have a posthumous Martin Manager Award for Reginald Haley. Reggie Haley was a tireless advocate for equal justice. He passed away in February. Reggie joined Manhattan CDP as a staff attorney in 1991, where he earned the reputation as a fierce advocate and as a valued colleague. In 1997, he did a brief little stint, took a little detour, and joined the Neighborhood Defenders of Harlem, but promptly returned to the Legal Aid Society in 2002. He became a supervising attorney in Brooklyn CDP in 2006, where his empathy, humor, passion, and strong work ethic made him beloved and respected. Cluster 4 in Brooklyn CDP decided to use Reggie's own words in a video of a cluster meeting when they held his memorial service. We followed that lead and used his own words today in the video to exemplify the legacy that lives on in the thousands of clients Reggie helped and the hundreds of lawyers he taught, mentored, and counseled. And I believe Reggie's family is also here to accept the award.
Now, one of the highest accolades I could give anyone is to call them a soldier, but you're a warrior.
Yes, 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 yes,
We will try to continue with what you do every day.
Don't go.
Reggie really cared about his clients in a deeply personal way, that he really understood their situation and even in the most trying circumstances, never lost sight of the humanity of the people who he was representing.
This is really hard work to do, and you want to see somebody who respects the work, respects you, and also enjoys life and takes every opportunity that they have. And he was a huge model for that.
Reggie's gone, but he's not, because you have to be the lawyer that Reggie wanted us to be every day. And I think in doing that, he never dies. And I think that this award is great. Sure, I don't think Reggie would have thought he would be worthy of it because he's just that type of man. But I think that we should all honor the man that he is, and in doing so, we should carry on his legacy.
It's the work that we do is above and beyond the hardest work. Now, I don't want to get religious because we don't all share the religious beliefs. Some of you don't have religious beliefs. But for me, this type of work has always been God's work. Okay? Always. And what I strongly believe is that those people that have been fortunate enough and blessed to come through not only the Legal Aid Society, New York City, not only Brooklyn, but Cluster 4, have been blessed. With being able to do this type of work. It is not easy. It is very demanding. It is very heart-wrenching. It will test you in a very core way. So I want to reiterate that I do love you for taking up this gauntlet. But I also must challenge you. I must challenge you not only to continue what you're doing, but to be better at what you're doing. I want to say to you all, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for work hard.
Good evening. I wasn't sure what to say, but I want to thank Cluster 4, tough group who have shown us nothing but love. Reggie really wanted to be a defense attorney, and he wanted to work the Legal Aid Society. I think he found a connection of purpose with legal aid and what he wanted to do in life as a lawyer. And I think since his passing, which is the hardest thing I think we've had to deal with, I know personally that I've had to deal with, and it's a continual process. But the stories that were shared, just all of the wonderful things that were said, and the gratitude and the love and all that was expressed by his colleagues, current, former, I guess all of them are former now, at this point, but, and now this wonderful recognition and award. Thank you for honoring him in this way. I think what this does is say Reggie was right, that this is where he should have been. This is the work he should have been doing. With that said, on behalf of myself, because I know his wife Yvonne is gonna say some things, and my mother and my sister who really wanted to be here, thank you. We accept this honor on his behalf. Just a terrific guy who loved life, who loved his work, who enjoyed working with everyone and enjoyed being that mentor, and also an opportunity that he could, be the talky guy that he is and always loved to be. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank you so much.
I just wanted to say thank you to everyone, to Josh, to Dawn, to Cluster 4, and to the entire staff and the attorneys that he worked with and supervised. You guys meant so much to him. It was his life. He really, really It meant so much to him to come to work every day. Thank you. And to be able to work with you. As Kelly said, it was his dream. It was his lifelong passion. It just meant everything to him. And I know that he's looking down at us today, and he's proud. Because I know he gave it everything that he had to the last moment. And on behalf of my son, I want to thank everyone as well. He wished he could have been here today to see his father honored this way. Yes, and his little grandson that was just born a couple of weeks ago. So he had to be home with him. But sorry for being so emotional, but thank you again, everyone, for honoring him this way. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
Now we have one more award before we get to our longevity recognition, and it's the Sandra Scott Memorial Award. This award was created in 2016 to honor the memory of Sandra Scott, our beloved Chief Financial Officer, who lost her valiant struggle against cancer. Sandra's courage, integrity, and dedication serve as her legacy, and the award recognizes the dedication and achievement of our non-lawyer central administration staff. It's my honor tonight to present the Sandra Scott Award to Jennifer Lewis, the Talent Acquisition Manager for the Legal Aid Society. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. During Jennifer's 21 years at Legal Aid, she served in various positions in the juvenile rights practice, from a core staff member to an office manager to talent acquisition manager. In each of these roles, Jennifer exemplified Legal Aid's commitment to service and a dedication to the greater community. She is the consummate professional. As talent acquisition manager, she created a unique tracking system which allows applicants to follow their progress in the employment process. And she oversaw a dramatic increase in the diversity of JRP's intern and full-time hiring pools. Most recently, Jennifer brought her talent as talent acquisition and her talent acquisition skills to our central recruitment department, and we're all lucky for that. She serves as a mentor to staff members and office managers. She volunteers in homeless shelters, has written a book of inspirational quotes, and is working on a master's degree. Congratulations to Jennifer.
Everybody needs a Jennifer Lewis in their life.
Absolutely.
Jennifer Lewis is that person who brings you along and comforts you. Jennifer Lewis is that person who makes sure that you understand how you can be the best you can be.
She not only walks the walk, but she talks the talk. When she tells you to strive to be your best, she does it herself through examples.
She has such a positive energy that not only is infectious with the staff, it is just great to watch her with students, and the energy and the experiences that she brings when we're out doing recruiting and speaking to folks.
And she is so good at describing what we do. And very frequently, after I've had my little conversations with whether it's an intern or a potential hire, they always ask me, "Where's Jennifer?"
Jennifer Lewis is amazing. She's always been a supporter of all of us, depending on the capacity or your role. She's always been there for everyone in the juvenile rights practice, and it's extended throughout the years beyond that.
Jennifer Lewis also is someone who's simply known to her friends as J. Lou. J. Lou is almost like a superhero.
And she does so much great work here at JRP, but also in her spare time, she's an author, she creates websites. And so, Jennifer, so very proud of you.
And I'm telling you, if you don't know J. Lou, you better ask somebody. And they're going to tell you a story about a tremendous superwoman, a tremendous mother, a person who never stops seeking to inspire and educate others. So I'm going to give her another title. She's going to get the Sandra Scott Award for leadership because she is a leader. And we are so proud of you, Jen.
Congratulations, Jennifer.
So Dodd, Melissa, Barthy, Maria. There was another voice. I think it was Carolyn, Kwan. Okay, well, when I see it. But I thank everyone who took the time out to say everyone needs a Jennifer Lewis in their life. I'm extremely humbled and honored to receive the Sandra Scott Award. The timing couldn't have come at a better time when I received the notification from Janet. I had just lost my grandmother, who was and remains one of the strongest women I've ever known. And Grandma instilled core values in, I'm gonna get the number wrong, she left a long legacy behind her, of grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and great-grandchildren, that we just put our best foot forward in everything that we do. So I carry my grandmother's spirit with me every day. In work, at home, outside, but I wanna start with a few words. Any job worth doing is worth doing well. There are many people who have poured into me over the 21 years, and I'll start with when I was hired in the Brooklyn office as support staff. Back then it was data entry. There are core people who have poured into me and watched my growth, have cheered me along the way over the 21 years, and to this day continue to encourage and support me. So for them, I'm forever thankful. When given an opportunity to take another position or to excel in what I was doing, many people saw the ability in me. Sometimes I didn't even see it myself. And I questioned a lot of times, well, why me? And why not me? And that's where I lead with, why not? There were many times when there were things I didn't know and Google wasn't my friend and I can call or text. I remember calling, where's Dodd? Dodd, when I first came to recruitment, I didn't know the difference between a 1L and a 2L. And I learned quickly on my feet. And I remember calling Dodd and I said, well, what's the difference between a 1L and a 2L? And he took his time to explain it to me. And then from there, I just continued to grow and build my knowledge and skill set that in my current position, I take with me whenever I go out to recruiting events, to meet new talent, to meet new interns. I believe in giving the opportunity back that was given to me, and which is why I really enjoy my job now. I get to meet inspiring and motivating students that say this is why they're going to law school. They want to be where we all are, where I get to go every day. So I view my job as a privilege to know that young talent wants to be where we are and where I've had an opportunity to grow over the past 21 years. I want to start by thanking everyone. First of all, support staff who plays an integral role in all of our offices. They're the front line. They're the front line, they're the heart, and they're the soul of our office. If you don't know Cheryl Thompson, they know where you are. They know everything about every step of the office. They're the heart, they're the soul. The paralegals that bring support to our attorneys, our social workers, our intake professionals that are there meeting our clients before the clients even meet their attorneys, their assigned attorneys. To the attorneys that I know work so hard. I have the opportunity where I feel like I could watch you from the outside looking in to see how hard you work every day. And I could take that energy with me when I go out to law schools and meet prospective colleagues. So thank you for that. For the amazing attorney in charge in every trial office that I've worked with, to the directors and the training directors, to my core mentors, Dawn, who has been extremely supportive and inspiring. I thank you. To Adrian, who always greets me with a smile and just has encouraged me along the way over the years. To Tina, who is quiet, but I know she's watching. And I appreciate that because it motivates me more when I go out and I can speak about your practice area. I also would like to thank my son. If there's one thing, I have a daughter also. She's not here, she's in the military representing us, she's in the Army. But something, a value that I instill in both my children is just work hard. If you work hard and you give your best, I'll be there to support you to do the rest. And so Jaden, everyone needs a Jennifer Lewis in their life. To my HR, recruitment, operations family, I consider us family. Thank you for welcoming me twice and seeing the ability in me to continue the work that we started many years ago. Barthy, where are you? She's back there, but she's amazing. Barthy is strong, she is fearless, she will fight a fight, she will represent you, and she has been, it's been an amazing year of working with you. So thank you for every opportunity that you've given me. I look forward to creating many more. And last but not least, Alan Fox. Where's Alan? I talked about ability and people seeing your ability. Alan has saw the ability in me many years ago, and he continues supporting me. There are many people I have not thanked, and it's not because of any omission, but please believe that I thank you all for thinking enough of me. Oh, the people who nominated me. I mean, I have to start there. I thank you so much for the honor. It truly means a lot to me. I get up every day and I go to work because it's work that I enjoy doing. So thank you for thinking enough of me and seeing the abilities in me to nominate me for this award.
So congratulations to all our award winners. They represent the best of the society. They represent why this is such a great organization. We're now going to recognize members of the staff who have really dedicated so much of their lives, in the pursuit of justice and on behalf of the society, most importantly, on behalf of the clients of the society. So we're going to honor those people who have served here for 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, and yes, while I'm not sure the person is here, 50 years in the Legal Aid Society. And John Carroll and Janet Sable, they're going to come up. They're going to call and ask people to come up to be recognized and for appropriate photos.
Okay, so why don't we start with the 25-year group? And I'll apologize at the onset for getting names wrong. Ruthlyn Belnavis. Faith Bland. Jeffrey Bloom. Vilma Clergy. Johari Commodore. Patricia Davis. Susan Epstein. Denise Fabiano. Lisa Ferre. Lydia Guadalupe. Lawrence Hausman, Michelle Jacobs, Brian Lamb, Susan Light, Jose Martinez, Luisa Melian, Joyce Murphy, Kenwin Nelson, Christopher Pisciata, Pisciota, Michael Rubin, Lou Sartori, Cheryl Thompson, Liliana Valmonde, and Paul Weiner.
Yeah. Okay, now we have a long list of people who have been here 30 years. Myra Alcaris, Gary Alexicon, Marianne Allegro, Linda Argente, Elizabeth Black, Carmen Burgos, Abida Chaudhry, Thomas Cleary, Maria Colon, Melanie Dirth, Lisa Edwards, Jana Ettractor, Ken Finkelman, Cheryl Fisher, Joseph Fitzpatrick, Francis Gallagher, Lorene Garcia, Jonathan Gorelick, Judith Goldner, Robert Harold, Peter Hart, LaSalle Jones, and Peter Jones, Robin Karasik, Stephen Douglas Levine, Robin Levinsky Zaleski, Armando Lopez, Jocelyn Martinez, Edwin McCarthy, Richard Meyerson, Catherine Mullen, Eileen Murphy Zadoff, Linda Nerona, Una Flattery, Diane Pizarre, Georgia Rattray Gray, Magda Rosa Rios, Deborah Fox Rush, Elena Silberman, Barbara Stock, Francis Thomas, Beth Unger, Edwin Vega, and Jason Wolford. Okay.
Yeah, agreed. Take control.
For a change, right?
I know, like I had to say that. I had to say that.
Three shots, folks. Congratulations. So now our 35-year group. Carmine Annunziato. Daniel Ashworth. Susan Bond. Bruce Friedman. Alan Gordon. Lauren Headley. Karen Calicow. Scott Rosenberg. Susan Sternberg. Jackie Walker and Dale Wilker. Wait till the 50-year.
Okay, we'll do
Right,
together,
right,
yeah.
yep.
Should I just do them?
Sure.
Okay. Celebrating her 40th year at Legal Aid is Emily Katay. Celebrating their 45 years at Legal Aid, Anna Cecilio, Marshall Green, Steve Pokart, Clark Simpkins, Ramon Willoughby. And honoring his 50th year at Legal Aid, but I don't believe he was able to attend today, is Robert Peck.
So thank you all for that extraordinary dedicated service, those who have served for so long and so well. Thank you. But now we're back to the annual meeting. The inspectors of election are Jason Smallwood and Robert Haywood. Would they come forward or make their announcement? Because we need the report.
Good evening. We have received 2,149 proxies and 3 ballots. I am pleased to report that we have an election.
Thank you. Thank you. So once again, thank you to everybody. It's been an extraordinary year, and we have an extraordinary year ahead. and I'm confident we'll meet all the challenges. Thank you very much. There's no new business. The annual meeting stands adjourned. Thank you, everybody.